help us in there. It's a little wet, but we still got time. I just want to give out one little bit of instructions in the back there. It's literature. Make sure everybody get a pack of literature. We did doorknob hangers. We want those doorknob hangers out in these different areas. Even though the weather is bad, we're going to continue doing our breakfasts that we've been doing over at Reverend Matthew's church. And at that point in time, we will still have all this literature, and we'll be disseminating at those meetings that you'll be able to get out and make sure that we continue to do what we're going to do for this election. So again, I want to thank everybody for coming out here today. And right now I get the opportunity to bring on the gentleman that helped us put this whole thing together. He is our city of Cleveland Council president. Our best president we got, the best president of our generation, none other than Council President Blaine Griffin.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Let's go. Y'all gotta show some more energy than that. What's up, everybody? All right. Hey, I see a lot of organizations out here today. I'm gonna try to do a roll call. If I miss somebody, I apologize. But are the Delta Sigma Theta sisters here today? They were here. Are the Iotas here today? Where my Sigma Gamma Rho sisters at? Sigma Gamma Rho sisters. I also want to acknowledge where are the AKAs? AKAs here. Some of the AKAs. There we go. All right. I'm gonna go also to my brothers now in the house today. Are there any Alpha Phi Alpha brothers here today? Alpha Phi Alpha. All right. Are there any Sigmas here today? All right. Are there any Iotas here today? Any of the Iotas here today? All right. Are there any Kappa brothers here today? All right. Hey Q's. Hey Q's. Hey Q's. All right, y'all see all the purple represent. I had to tell the purple we representing today. First of all, thank y'all for coming out today. All the Masons, all of the different 100 Black Men, the clergy organizations. This is a great day for our community. But ladies and gentlemen, we got work to do. We got to get out there and we have to hit doors. Today is focusing on the southeast side. I want you to make sure you go to one of these tents, get a packet once you leave, because we need to have a presence in our community. This was done for one single reason. People counted Ohio out. But as you just heard my brother Antoine Seawright say, we can't count Ohio out because we got to get Chantel Brown back into Congress. Ain't that right? We can't count Ohio out because we still got to make a fight for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Is that right, everybody? That's right. And I have the privilege and honor to bring up one of the main reasons why we got to continue to fight for Cleveland, our neighborhood in Ohio. Somebody who's been working for us and been a working man, working for working families and working for the issues that matter to us. My friend, I get an honor and privilege to bring up Senator Sherrod Brown.
Well, thank you. Honored to be here. The Divine Nine is going to make the difference in this election. So thank you. A lot of purple out there, Griff. A lot of purple. So I know I don't want to pick one of the nine out. Thank you. You don't need me and Chantel and Griff. First of all, I want to call up my councilman Bishop, who's here somewhere. There he is. And state representative. He represents me in this county. I live in the city. And Representative Brewer, I see him in a lot of things. I don't know if he's here today. Mayor and Griff, thank you for incredible work you do in this city. I don't need to tell you how important this election is. I may need to tell you, and Griff just told you, how important you are to this election. How important you are to everybody up and down the ticket, how important you are on redistricting, because you know what these districts have done to people that think like us in this community and how they've affected state government and all of that. So thank you for stepping up there. There's a lot of things we got to do next year. The first thing we got to do is pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. Nothing more important than that. The second thing we need to do, I was talking to Johnny Horton, who's with Local 310, is he still here? Under the tent. And he knows how we saved his pension. He also knows, as everybody that carries a union card or wants to carry a union card here, how important it is that we pass the Protecting the Right to Organize. You know how it is to pass next year the child tax credit so that it's permanent, it's at least 10 years or it's permanent. All those things matter. But I want to tell you a story Sometimes it's what we do to pass laws. Sometimes it's what we do in individual communities. I want to give you, it's not just that our efforts working together opened the Huntington branch on the east side that was shut down, and a lot of you know about that. It's not just what Marcia Fudge and I did on the housing project in Buckeye. It's a lot, but I want to tell you a story about something that happened in Cincinnati, far from here, but in our state. I was talking to a city councilman in a place called Lincoln Heights. It's a small community of 5,000 people right on the edge of Cincinnati. He came to me and he said, you know the problem we got? I said, what's that? He said, we have the Cincinnati Police Department has a shooting range in our town of 5,000. I said, what's that mean? He said, it means every day, every family in Lincoln Heights hears gunfire 300 days a year because of that shooting range. So I went to the mayor, I went to the police chief. We got $4 million from the federal government. We moved that shooting range out of the country, out of the county, out of the city, into the country. And next year, we're going to clean up that site and people can have their town back. That's the kind of stuff the right people in office do. So let me close with this little story. First time I ever talked to Kamala Harris at length. She came out to Cleveland in 2016. We helped her raise money. But the first long conversation I had with her was in the cloakroom the week after the Dr. King holiday. She said, what'd you do in the King holiday? I said, I went to Cleveland and to the breakfast they have. She said, what'd you talk about? And I said, I talk about Dr. King and the dignity of work. Because you know why he was in Memphis that day. And you may not know, she mostly knew this, but the backstory, in early February, in segregated Tennessee, in segregated Memphis, in the segregated neighborhood these 4 sanitation workers were working in, there was a torrential downpour. They crawled into believe it or not, the segregated garbage truck. The 2 white workers crawled in the cab out of the rain. The 2 black workers crawled in the back of the truck. And the compactor malfunction, and 2 young black fathers were killed. That's why King was in Memphis the first time. That's why he went back the second time to help the American Federation of State, County, Municipal Employees, to help them fight back. And that's why, then a week later, Harris came to me and handed me a book called All Work Has Dignity. It was a compilation of King's speeches to labor unions starting in 1957 to the packing house workers, 2 years after the Montgomery bus boycott. So it's important, I think, for the work I do, it's important to remember, of course, about voting rights, how we fight back, of course, about civil rights and human rights and women's rights. It's also important how King wove together worker rights with civil rights and human rights and women's rights. And that's our mission. You have heard Kamala talk about the dignity of work. It came from her reading of King. It came from King talking about the dignity of work. And if we're going to do what we need to do to fight back, when you help Chantel, when you help me, when you help Kamala in this election, you know you're helping workers of all races. You're helping close that gap between black ownership and white ownership, one of the most important jobs I face as chairman of the Housing Committee. So count on me. We need you again. You know how important this election is. I want you to think about how important you are to this election. You make a huge difference, particularly young people. If enough young people vote, there's no question Kamala wins. There's no question I win. There's no question Chantel wins. There's no question we pass this thing. So thank you for your activism. Thanks for standing up always and fighting for the right things.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. Let's get a senator another round of applause. That's one of the reasons why we got to get out the vote. I also want to bring Mayor Bibb if he come back up. I want to say this, everybody. This is a unified effort. Everybody has contributed to this. Everybody. This is about one simple thing. This is about getting out the vote in this upcoming election. They are counting black men out. We need all of us to have a presence. This does my heart so good today to see all y'all out there. Give yourself a round of applause, everybody. Give yourself a round of applause.
Oh, yeah.
The work is not done. The work is not done. We need you to go to one of these booths. You see the brothers in the purple, you see the brothers over here in the middle. Go to one of these booths, get a packet, volunteer to make sure you walk a street. I do have to acknowledge a couple of more people. Judge Ron Adrian, raise your hand. Where's Judge Ron Adrian? Give Ron Adrian a round of applause. It's his fault, because even before I went to the DNC, he said, Blaine, we got to do something. And that's what we're doing. We're doing something. I also want to make sure I acknowledge all the Cleveland City Council. All the Cleveland City Council, raise your hand. Cleveland City Council. Thanks to everybody, Cleveland City Council. All of us are all working together for you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see those dreaded potholes fixed in your neighborhood and better infrastructure, elect our ticket. If you care about health care and make sure that you have good quality health care, make sure you vote for our ticket. If you care about gun violence and people in our community being harmed because of uncontrollable gun violence, vote for our ticket. If you care about that horrible Project 2025, vote for our ticket. But ladies and gentlemen, most of all, if nothing else, vote. We need you to vote. Clerk of Courts, Earl Turner. Clerk of Courts, Earl Turner. County Party Chair, Dave Brock. County Party Chair, Dave Brock. All right, everybody, we need you to go. We have, for those of you who can't walk, we also have a phone banking station. So go to the phone banking station. There's something for everybody to do. We're going to have food for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get everybody out to vote. Let's do something. Thank y'all. Do something. Do something. We won't go back. Do something. Let's go. Do something. We won't go back. We won't go back. Do something. We won't go back. Do something. Let's go, everybody. Let's go. Go out here. Go to one of these stations, and everybody, let's continue to have a good time. But please go hit some doors. Please call some people. Let's get black men out to vote this year. Thanks, everybody.
Let's get a group picture. Everybody on the stage getting a group picture.